I forgot to mention that Podtoid is like therapy, but the opposite of therapy. Like I do it once a week at a specific time every day and just feel worse. Instead of like, take a load off, say what you want to say. It's just like, have some guys talk about hurting you for an hour.
But it's alright. Growing up in my neighborhood, the housing subdivision that my parents moved us to in Phoenix was built by this one Sicilian family, and they all had houses on the same street. And it was just like, after a while, once you like started to get integrated in the neighborhood and you got to know them, because it was not possible not to get to know them all one way or another. They were absolutely fucking insane. It was amazing. Great people.
Awesome.
What? Who's racist?
I was making fun of Italians. I was making fun of Italians, and then I talked about Sicilians, which are two totally different things, and if you try to suggest to a Sicilian they're Italian, you could get hit.
Yeah. What we're doing is combining racism with ignorance.
Yeah.
That's what we do. How are you, Jonathan?
I'm okay. I'm actually in a pretty bad mood.
Yeah?
Did you know that James Woods has an IQ of 180?
I didn't know that. Why is this bad?
It's ruined my whole day.
I am having some difficulty justifying the statement you've just said with his multiple continued recurring appearances on Family Guy. If he's so fucking smart, why is he on that show?
This is what I'm getting at. The man has a brain. He could be doing cancer research. He could be sending a man to the moon again.
But he's smart enough to be an actor instead.
Yep.
No, it's not. No.
He's going where the money is, where the money and the glory is. That's a savvy
He's not
move.
even that big. It's not even a big name. He's a kind of well-known actor. Like James Woods. What do you do?
Being a kind of well-known actor is still better in the eyes of society than being the world's greatest heart surgeon. You know this, Jonathan. You work in the medical industry. The Republicans want to take the shirt off your back and give it to Donald Trump's.
If you've got a 180, you should not care about any
I've
of
got
that
a 180 IQ.
Did you just say he has a 180 IQ? I swear to God, you said 180.
I do Haiti.
All of Haiti is his IQ.
Just the size of a country.
Son of a bitch. I can't believe him. One year, James Woods was like, you know what I'll do this year? I'll just be mean to Sharon Stone, but it's just pretend.
Well,
I'm just pretending to be mean to her for that year. That was his work that year.
I've got no room to complain, because I am a game reviewer. Which even if you're a serial killer, you are still wasting your potential if you are reviewing video games for a living. So no matter what my intellect, no matter if I duct tape a marker pen to a pig's leg and put a piece of paper in front of it and said, give me 500 words on Metroid Prime, right? I would be wasting that pig's time.
That is, you offer an intelligent, thoughtful, impassioned discourse on the reigning artistic medium of our culture, Jim. Whereas James Woods just pretends to be mad at Sharon Stone.
You are fiddling with that microphone. It is the worst.
No, I'm not. Aww.
Well, either that,
microphone.
You've got a tiny thumb-sized dog inside it, and just running around.
I was thumping my own leg.
Don't do
rage.
That. Let me thump your leg.
I won't. No,
yeah.
I'm just gonna lie down. I'm lying down now. Yeah.
But I mean, we must say that the IQ, the intelligence quota, sir, does not measure common sense or aptitude. No. It doesn't measure skill. I mean, you might have the IQ of leading scientific minds, but you may not have the aptitude for it, the ability to study, the concentration required, just the way of thinking. I mean, that just IQ measures base intelligence. It doesn't study what you're good at and what
True.
how you can apply your intelligence, or indeed your education or your financial or societal advantages or disadvantages that could lead you to go into certain schools or not. So the message I think Podtoid's always had from the very beginning is don't be too harsh on James Woods. Don't judge him too harshly. Criticize.
He could take.
Criticize him, sure. Offer advice to him. I've never said don't give James Woods advice, but don't harsh the man's buzz.
I suppose. I don't know. It just to me, actors are at their best when they're very stupid, because all that emptiness in their brain, they can then fill with the characters that they pretend to be in front of the cameras. Take a Tom Cruise, for instance. He will convince us every time that he is that furrowed-browed man who's got a serious problem to solve, and or a huge narcissist like he did in Tropic Thunder and in Magnolia. That's really when Tom Cruise is
You
at his
may
best.
be the most offensive man on this podcast.
What did I say that was bad this time?
Actors are good because they're stupid.
Yeah,
And
they are best when they're stupid.
Anybody with an IQ level of a certain weight are wasting my time personally. This is what you said. Wasting my time personally if they're not curing cancer. Get them all on the cancer job. There are still positions. Jonathan, you judgmental man.
I want people to do exactly what they should. James Woods should be curing cancer, and Tom Cruise should be the star of every movie. Stupidly. That would be great.
Okay, we'll work on it.
And you're cutting out for me sometimes, so I'm only hearing like Jonathan, and then like you dumb, and then like Jonathan. So
You more or less got the essence of it. I think they're the only words you need. That'll help. Anyway, speaking of dumb, Xbox One reveal.
Xbox reveal happened.
Xbox One.
Xbox One, the Xbox.
All-in-one entertainment.
Is that what it means? All in one?
I am suffused with entertainment. It comes from every pore.
Xbox, turn yourself on while I sit back on my lazy boy.
Lazy boy?
Yes.
This reminds me of the scene of the original Clash of the Titans with the Furies. Titan against a Titan! You remember that part?
That's what you will turn into if you buy an Xbox One, and you will sit back on your lazy boy.
I was thinking more, like the Midsummer Night's Dream. Which is it? The witch? Are there witches in that one?
Yeah, they're very similar to the Clash of the Titans.
In honesty, I'm thinking Georgian fops. I'm thinking, the purveyors of the Lust Gurney.
Right.
Let me recline on my Lust Gurney while the squire polishes my testicles. Xbox, I wish to watch Biodome. Put on Biodome, please, and order me a pizza.
I'm bored, Xbox. Entertain me. Fill my home with all manner of visual and audio delights.
That's kind of
Xbox,
what I guess.
I have no ideas of my own, and I form my tastes according to society. Show me what my friends are watching. Trend me, please, Xbox. And I wish to snap to it. Don't close down my lascivious pornographic galleries. I see Nick Chester from Harmonix is watching iCarly. I shall watch iCarly as well. Now I have friends. Oh.
Wow, that was intense.
I am not even fucking started yet. I ain't even fucking started on the Xbox One. More like Xbox.
I always think of those guys from that show Flapjack. You remember them?
I vaguely remember Flapjack.
There's one episode where there's a lady who's just like, more powder, more powder, and her butler just keeps like, she won't shower because she's too lazy, and they're old. You know, it's like pre-shower days people, so they instead of showering, they just cake themselves on with powder. So she's got like an inch of disgusting, like grimy, because she hasn't washed herself, you see.
Yeah.
So she's disgusting, and the powder is disgusting, but she doesn't smell as bad because she's got an inch of powder. Maybe that's what Xbox One will be like.
Xbox One
Yeah.
is a poop brain.
Come on, you may end up loving it.
I will concede. I will concede. You know, this is the first reaction, and that things could change as early as next week.
Sure.
However, the world must concede that this is what Microsoft thought the world needed to know. They made the move, not me.
True.
They put the ball in my court, and now I am receiving Microsoft's balls gratefully and shall return them in abundance. So
More than one, you're like replicating the balls and giving them more balls than they gave you?
Ball bucket.
A bucket full of balls.
Ass
Right.
balls 360. First
of all,
yes.
this voice recognition shit, which I don't believe is going to work like advertised, because the first Connect didn't fucking work as advertised. Where's my Milo? Huh? Where's the Milo?
I wanted to scan my skateboard into my Kinect and ride it all over a virtual town.
I did. I thought, sure, I'll do it. No, then we still can't do that, can we?
Well, no. I can't even get the Kinect to recognize my stepson for Star Wars Kinect. The
Just him as a guy?
Yeah, it just won't do it. So
Well, I felt pretty early on, once Kinect had come out and we received what was being used for it, I felt pretty confident right from the get-go that the plan was always to use this as a means of introducing the technology and then integrating it directly into the console at the end. So, on the one hand, it's nice to be proven right. I always like that. And on the other hand, it's kind of not great technology.
yeah, it is shit technology. And the worst thing is, it's shit if it doesn't work as advertised. It's shitter if it works as advertised. Right?
I think it's impractical in so many circumstances.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? The Xbox One turns on if you just say Xbox on. Right?
Right. Yeah.
That opens up all sorts of problems.
Can I just say though, before you go into that, I know people who, when they connected their Xbox to their Kinect for the very first time, they had the power off and they tried to tell it to turn on. It was like the very first thing several people I know attempted to do with it. Not, necessarily like game journalists or just friends of mine who didn't really know everything there was to know about Kinect, or as much as you possibly could. Plugged it in, tried to get it to turn on the Xbox. That was the expectation. And now they're meeting it. They're meeting the promise of Kinect with this.
Meeting it too well. Apparently, the old Kinect, I mean, you can turn it off by saying Xbox off. And apparently anyone with a Kinect watching the Xbox presentation yesterday on their 360, when Don Matrick, or whoever it was who was on stage, said Xbox off, it turned people's off.
Yeah, it did.
That was funny. But that's just an example of how worse it's gonna get, right? Now I want to run this.
It actually worked.
I want to run this common scenario by you, right? Let's say I've got an Xbox One in my house, right? I invite my good friend Jonathan Holmes to come and watch TV with me. Mm-hmm. And Jonathan, would you like to get on a plane from Boston and sleep over my house for one night and watch television? We're going to watch science fiction.
Oh, okay. We are?
Yeah. You don't sound
Okay.
too fucking excited about it.
No. Good.
How about a little
Good.
bit of enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Here?
I'm
God, the man is
enthused.
inviting you into his home. You
Wow.
can have the consideration of sounding positive on the idea.
So now Jonathan Holmes is fucking eager. He's had a wank before getting on the plane just in case, he'll have no opportunity to do it around my house. You've always got to prepare. He's gotten on a plane, he's gotten over. He is so looking forward to sci-fi night at Jim Sterling's house, right? Come on in, Jonathan Holmes, I say, when you make your way to my house without directions. Come on in and sit down on my armchair or my couch or cross-legged on the floor and eat a bowl of custard.
Ugh.
Custard. Now, do you like science fiction, Jonathan Holmes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah? Do you like box sets of DVDs, Jonathan Holmes?
A lot, yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? Have you ever heard of the show Lex?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it. 2 X's, right?
Fuck, I see where this is going.
I've got the Lex box, John. Bing! It comes on, scares the shit out of us. You are terrified. You think there's a ghost in the house. You have a heart attack, and your muscles relax. You piss and shit because you've lost control of yourself because you're dead.
Whoa.
So I've got a body and your poo and urine on my floor. Oh, that's not too bad, actually. That's a good turnout.
Lexbox, John?
Be quiet, it could hear us. And that's just the first problem with the Xbox One that's planning to kill my friend Jonathan Holmes.
I've only. You should probably catch me up because I didn't catch all this. I didn't even know what does it mean all in one.
Oh,
How is it more all in one than the other things are all in one? Like how the
acting as
PS3 was everything and all that.
Okay, you know how you have a cable box and you can like run your console through your cable box and then out to your TV so that you don't have to use multiple inputs?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what it is.
it's that.
That like Nintendo TV kind of does that with the Wii U.
Well, it's
No. I mean, there's literally a port on the freaking unit, an HDMI in that you can then pass through to your TV. So you could daisy chain your PlayStation 4 to your Xbox One to your television and only use one input for it.
Microsoft basically wants to be everything in your living room. It
wants to be the thing between you and your television.
Yeah. It wants to be the gatekeeper of what's entertaining you. And I saw this. Conrad had his prediction come true with the Kinect, and I had my prediction come true when I suggested that Microsoft is going to try and combat television itself. It's positioning itself as a rival to television. Because Microsoft can see where the wind is blowing, it can see where technology is going, but it doesn't quite know how to combat that, which is always Microsoft's problem. It can see Apple rising, and its solution was Windows 8, so it doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. It knows what it's got to fight. It just doesn't know how to pick up the fucking sword. So it knows that television with Netflix and Amazon Video on Demand and computers as well, all this stuff, we're all getting our technology and our entertainment directly from the screen itself. And Microsoft doesn't like that. It wants to be the barrier still. So it's basically, I'll put it the way I put it on the Extra Jimquisition I did this week. Microsoft announced my own television back to me. The television I already possess, it announced that for me. Because I have a smart TV. And the smart TV, I'm a big believer in smart TV. Mostly because I've used it and I use it extensively. I stopped touching the 360 and its entertainment apps as soon as I got my smart TV because it has Netflix on it, it has web browsing on it, it has, access to Amazon videos, apps, all this kind of shit. Everything that Microsoft has in the 360, but it does it all better. The apps are better, the remote control for it is better, it's faster, and of course I don't have to turn on a third-party machine to access it. I just turn on the TV, it gets the Wi-Fi signal, and then I can start watching fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And that's fine. But Microsoft doesn't like that, of course. So it says, well, here's a box that you can route all that through, even though you've already got everything we're telling you can get on this. You can watch sports on the Xbox. Yeah, I can watch sports down at Buffalo fucking Wild Wings I don't need you to do it, and I don't need to pay whatever you want me to pay you a year to do it either. So basically that's their thing. The biggest problem with fighting a television as a game console is a game console needs a television anyway to work. And a television doesn't need a game console to work.
I was going to say they should just make the next Xbox a television, I guess.
This
and then
is,
you can play games on it too if you want. Yeah.
This is basically like a bunch of fleas banded together to strangle the dog they're riding.
That'd make a good cartoon.
It would.
It would be a cute little hillbilly flea, and yeah, that'd be good. It's not realistic though. I mean, like for a real life business plan, it's not that good.
But that's what I'm seeing. You know, they want to be. They talk like they're going to be the ones to unify our entertainment. My entertainment's pretty unified already. If I'm watching entertainment, I turn on my TV and watch it. If I want to have a crafty look at a pornographic Tumblr or something while I'm watching TV, I've got my iPad next to me.
Sure.
It's pretty unified. I mean, that's all I do.
I do. I will at times watch Netflix on the Wii U gamepad while TV is on, and I'll be on the internet at the same time. That happens every once in a while. We got
everything.
I kind of already got everything. I think.
Microsoft wants to be the unifier when really it's just going to be another fracture. It's just going to butt in and say, "Well, I'm disrupting everything." When what it should be doing, and what I think the PS4 is doing more wisely, and what I think the Wii U tried to do, is complement what we already have. I think that's where the games machines are at their best, when they try and be complementary to what we already have. I think that's why the PS Vita, with all of its, tweet on this, browse on this, didn't do as well as the 3DS, which was like, dude, you want to play games on a bus? Here you go. Are you fucking happy? Good.
Well, the Vita, I just feel bad that Sony hasn't really... What, they put out, Did they put out a God of War on that yet?
Nah.
No, they haven't even done that. They did, an Uncharted, and they did Sound Shapes, which was also on the PS3. They have tons of games that are also on the PS3, but very little reason to be I need to get a Vita, because it's the only way I can play that one game. There's only, 3 or 4 games like that from Sony, anyway. Gravity... Crush or Rush? I can never remember.
Rush.
Yeah, some people love that game. I thought it was okay. You didn't like it, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, I'm way off target. What I'm worried about with the Xbox One, with the X-Bone, is how dodgy Microsoft is being about what exactly they're going to do in terms of how you have to have it online sometimes, but not all the time, but maybe... Yeah. I don't trust Microsoft at all. The Xbox 360 completely ruined any sort of faith I have in them, because they've just changed their tune too many times, and of course the failure rates were so bad for a while there that made me paranoid towards them, and they're just very close to EA on a lot of this stuff, and when asked about the Xbox One now, they said, "Oh yeah, you can't play used games on it. You'll have to pay a fee." And then the next 3 hours later, they're like, "Oh no, there'll be no fee." And then 3 hours after that, they were like, maybe. So they could...
The back and forth is what really cemented my sort of disdain for Microsoft this week, because it just showed how out of touch they are, where they invite a bunch of games press over to where they are, and didn't have a unified statement, a canned statement prepared for, will you play used games, will this always be online?
Absolutely. That's the most distressing thing. Yeah. They should have been ready for that. We've been asking that question for 3 months.
A fucking idiot should have seen that question coming, and Microsoft didn't see it coming. And that shows to me they were ill-prepared. I don't even think they were prepared for this.
That's being generous. I took it as they had an answer, people didn't like the answer, and then they quickly changed it, and then changed it yet again.
Yes, but part of being prepared is already knowing what the response to your answer is going to be.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, either way, it shows a stunning lack of read on the situation. You just had a guy resign/fired for touching the always online subject, guys. You should have known what you were going to say. And then they're just woefully ill prepared for it, and that just seemed to be the tone of them. This, in the fallout, the presentation was bad enough. I wasn't even angry at the presentation. I was just laughing.
I think that presentation would have played really well at the Consumer Electronics Show. Yeah,
somewhere like that, but on Spike TV and shit. Like, a lot of people are saying, oh, you weren't the target audience for it, but I think we were. I think
the target audience was yeah. I mean,
people that liked the Xbox 360 and wanted more of that.
Right.
Which doesn't just include hardcore gamers. It includes the people that wanted to know where what the next Halo's going to look like, what the next Gears of War's going to look like. And those games reach way more than just core gamers. And even investors were disappointed because the stock of Microsoft fell and that of Sony rose. So it's like they reached nobody. I think the main problem was their target audience barely exists or even doesn't exist yet. I really believe that. I think they were going after a very peculiar set of people, which I think they're trying to predict. I think they want to be ahead of the curve on this. And when game consoles, I find, are typically best served being on or slightly behind the technological curve to, again, fill the gaps, complement what's out there. But they want to predict where people are going to be, and they're seeing these very rich, very privileged, very gadget-centric, always-on, cloud-using, I'm in the cloud, and I'm watching television while I'm also playing the Halo, and I'm looking up the maps on my iPad through smart glass. Like, these kind of fucking Johnny Mnemonic, that'll do. These fucking rich. They're basically appealing to the Jetsons.
Well, they're targeting the one. They're targeting the 1%. I mean, pretty clearly. And here's the problem with that. I guess there's two ways you can approach going after that kind of consumer. The one hand is to say, look, you love awesome fucking gadgets that do all sorts of media shit. Here's another one. Or you can say, hey, you've got all these fucking gadgets now, and it's really complicated your life. Let me simplify it for you. This does neither.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't do anything properly, at least with what they've shown us. And again, people could say, oh, you haven't even seen it yet. Microsoft hasn't shown us enough, and that's their fault. I'm not taking the fucking responsibility for that. You put that out there.
Show me a great product. Show it to me. I'm dying to see it. I want it. I want the great product.
Yeah.
I don't want the Xbox One necessarily right now. I just want a great product, and I don't care who makes it.
Yeah. I mean, even with the one original fucking game they showed, they used the word television 3 times. Like, I mean, was it Jonathan Blow or Phil? Some developer was like, is live TV even a thing anymore? They keep talking about live TV, and for sports maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if the people they think exist. It's impossible to tell, and I honestly think they're desperate to break free of this feeling that Apple's like over their head. So they're trying to corner a market that they hope will appear, so they can be there first.
But it's a market that watches live TV, but also is on the internet all the time, and also like that, and doesn't care about like having the used market being eaten up and destroyed. Maybe like that's none of those things are congruent at all.
They want a rhinoceros that weighs the same as a bag of feathers. That's basically what they want in an Xbox One consumer. It makes no sense to me.
Well, I don't trust them. I don't think that once their install base is large enough, I don't see why they wouldn't just flip the switch that says, oh, got to pay $5 to install a used game every time now. Sorry, just changed our mind. And you knew that we were always going to have you go online sometimes. So now we've changed our online. I mean, that's the probably for me the worst thing about the fact that modern consoles are so dependent on online features to compete is that they can just change everything overnight. I used to love the PSN store. I was like, oh, it's so easy to navigate. I chose to use the PlayStation 3 to buy this game in part because that store is easy to find things. And then all of a sudden, the store completely sucks. Just overnight. I had no idea it was going to happen, and now it
It
takes
looks
forever to
pretty,
load.
but it's a sluggish.
I can't
piece of
figure it
shit.
out. I don't know where anything is on that thing anymore. Like, what? How do I find the game that oh, what? You press X, Y, and then backspace to get up to the search field, and I give up.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared of the Xbox One. Hopefully the PlayStation 4 will be
Okay, so
less troubling.
problem number 3.
Whoa, there's more problems?
There's loads. There's too
Oh,
many
good.
to remember, to be honest.
Let's talk about more problems.
We've kind of scattergunned it. I think we've touched a little on everything. No. As far as I can see, for me, when it comes to future next-gen shit, I'm looking almost exclusively right now at PC and PS4.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to be. And the Wii U will be around. It'll be there. I like the Wii U as a system. I've said for a long time.
Sure.
But as far as the next gen shit goes, PC, PS4, that's where I'm looking. And Microsoft could change my mind, but it's up to Microsoft now to work at it. But I'm worried.
I think there's hope.
Oh, there's hope. Yeah. I'm just worried that the best game they had to show us was that shitty little montage, which was mostly live action, and they just kept, again, banging on about television in the same way David Cage talks about movies. So I'm worried. I mean, they've said they've got, 15 games coming up, and 8 of them are new IP. And
in the first year.
Yeah, and that sounds exciting.
That sounds good, but 10 of them will release.
Yeah. We had massive launch libraries for the PS Vita and the Wii U, and they promised all these games, and that shit never, it always sounds good when just said, but the reality, when those games get stretched over time, when you go 3 months and there's nothing, the early promises ring very hollow, so I'm not just going to be wowed because they said 15 and 8. Yeah, now I'm going to talk about television for another fucking half hour. Doesn't excite me.
I'm also shocked about no backwards compatibility.
Don Patrick had an answer for that.
I heard about that. It doesn't...
He said 5% of people use backwards compatibility, so if you use it, you're backwards. That's what he said. Just insulting people.
I would think you would be the 5% most fucking dedicated consumer base that the platform has.
And
fuck them. Who needs them? We've got their money.
And his fucking a playground taunt was like, "Your backwards compatibility, your mum is." Then that's what he might as well have fucking said. But yeah, to talk on that, neither your physical discs nor any Xbox Live Arcade games that you buy now will transfer over to your so-called unified entertainment box. So unified, our own fucking library isn't coming along with that.
Yeah, that makes me...
I want to be the hub of all my entertainment, but I've got to keep my Xbox 360 still hooked up to the television. Fucking smart.
And I realize that there is some technological hurdles that would make it difficult or challenging or whatever, but if you're going to bill yourself as you say, the all-in-one, and you don't have the software, what's the fucking point? And there's absolutely no excuse for them, especially with Sony at such a disadvantage where this is concerned, for them not to at least have some measure of compatibility for Xbox Live Arcade or whatever. Could you imagine launching a console and saying, hey, we've already got a catalog of 500 games that you can get for it right now, right out the gate. If you missed them on the last platform, they're ready to go. They're here for you while you wait for our big, awesome 15 console exclusives that we're going to release.
Sure, like the PS2 did, like the Wii U did, like A lot of consoles did.
Well, like the Wii U did. The PlayStation 2 didn't do that. They said you can still go into stores to buy your disc. I mean, literally, you have to go nowhere to get Xbox Live Arcade games. They're there waiting for you.
Yeah.
The network exists. I don't.
They could have even made them cooler somehow, like a Shine or something. New Xbox One Shine. They didn't do it. They said, forget it. Nobody cares about Xbox 360 anymore. But they do. People love that
because
stuff.
they're invested, and they've invested thousands of dollars.
Uh-huh.
I looked at my freaking Xbox Live Arcade library, and it, for all the Steam sales in the world, that collection rivals.
Sure.
I have spent in most of them. Like there's, you get a fair few games from doing this job, but most of them were purchases that I made because I love games.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I buy fucking Dungeon Keeper on one PC, I can play it on the next fucking PC.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, Windows is pretty backwards compatible, isn't it, for the most part?
It's gotten better. It's gotten a lot better. The leap from like 95, 98 to XP was pretty hard, and the XP to 7 had some struggles, but it's much better now.
And even if it doesn't work out the bugs, there's always some modder or emulator.
Yeah, someone out there will fix it for you.
It's been fixed, and you've got that freedom on PC to fix problems where consoles are very closed to the user, and yet they're introducing. Every system you may use has compromise. PC has this freedom and awesome indie games and Steam sales, all this cool shit, and better graphics and whatnot. But of course, there's the compromise of most of it's digital these days, and even the physical copies you can't trade in or do anything with once you're finished with them because no game stores will take them. There are still games that use the serial numbers and all that shit. I totally get it. Where there are some people that like consoles because they're just plug and play, but they're not being that anymore. They're getting more convoluted, more getting in the way of you and your entertainment. They're trying to be this barrier now. They're saying that the fucking you buy an Xbox One disc, put it in, and you have to install it, which you can play it while installing it, but Harrison said something about having to input a code for every new game you buy to get Microsoft's permission to play it.
I'm curious to know how that works. I want to know if it's a manual entry code that comes supplied in the packaging, which would be how they've traditionally done it up to now, or if they can have some kind of digital watermarking for the discs that removes that step from the process.
The digital watermarking is advanced, convenient, and useful. So Microsoft's not going to do that. The game industry doesn't seem to care. We live in an age when people can get movies like that, where people can listen to any song they fancy by just that, and yet the game industry has gone the other way. It went from shove this cartridge in this slot, pick up that controller and fucking play some Primal Rage, you little shit, to codes and loading and forced installations and waiting for the dashboard to load.
Every single reason I stopped playing PC games in 2000.
That brings me right back round to the point where all the things on PC that we used to compromise, we are now being asked to compromise for consoles. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to jump through the same hoops for an inferior experience. If you're making me jump through the same hoops, I'm going to go on PC, where even if you release a shitty-looking game like Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, some fucker's going to fix it for me.
It's, I think they don't respect us that much, guys. They don't.
Well, no, of course not, because we've made it readily apparent that we'll just give them our money no matter what they put out.
Well, yeah, Microsoft, I think, has learned that with the Xbox 360. I'm still shocked that so many people have fought for Microsoft and stuck up for them when they've charged them a monthly fee for features you can get on other consoles for free. It's a real... But they worked very hard, I think.
In Microsoft's defense for that, the network worked a lot better.
Oh, sure. It was better. And it had additional features you couldn't get elsewhere, but you also... there wasn't like a way to skip those additional features if you didn't care, but still get to play online.
What's kind of funny about it is that the features that Bill Xbox Live as being the reason for having it. You know, things like playing games online, or with other people, or getting access to the streaming services and things like that. Like, I pay the monthly access fee for Xbox Live, but I don't think I use any of those features ever.
Huh.
Like, ever. I play the occasional game online if I need to for the purposes of, like, a review or whatever. But even Borderlands 2, I play that locally with my wife on System Link.
Sure.
You know, I don't have any interest in playing... I have almost no interest in playing games online with people I don't know already as it is. You know,
yeah, I think a lot of people have grown. There were people that were really excited at the prospect of that when it first became available, but more and more people I talk to are like, I'm just burnt out on strangers yelling at me.
Well, yeah,
online.
the internet's full of assholes, and I already am one of those. Like, I'm surrounded by asshole 24/7. I can't escape it. There's no reason why I would pursue more of that.
Yeah, local multiplayer or just online with people is getting more and more attractive to people. But yeah, Microsoft has been taught that we will just put up with a lot of crap from them. At least they thought that, and I'm hoping that they learned from this presentation that a lot of the crap that maybe they thought we would put up with, we actually wouldn't, and they won't try to pull anything too weird. But I don't trust them. I know that there's a full chance that they could pull anything on me after I actually have the console, because they expect they already have me, and with the ability to change the way everything's run with the flip of a switch because it's always online, just too paranoid. And the Kinect is always watching you too. It always has to be on, watching you.
I think we have to be careful about that term "always online," though, because that's where they're like skirting the issues. Like, well, no, it doesn't always have to be online.
I don't think they've decided
every
yet.
24 hours.
But they could change
whatever.
it. They could then say, well, you know what? Today we decided flism flasm, and then all of a sudden everything's different. So they could do that.
With the pudding pops and the monthly fees.
Sure, they could do a title update at any time and just change everything. So, yeah, I'd rather stick with dummies who like video games on
kids with the hipping and the hopping and the achievements.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
The Bill Cosby of video game talking, I guess. Flipping and the flopping. It's true. Yeah. Jim, you went quiet. Where'd you go?
Jonathan, when are you going to be Blanka?
Blanka from Street Fighter?
Hear me out. I was watching the Street Fighter live-action movie this morning.
The original one with Van Damme and Kylo
Yeah,
Raul Julia, sure.
For review purposes. This is going to be the topic of my next movie Defense Force video review. And I was watching it, and I saw that M. Bison, a man I respect greatly, was creating his own super soldiers by making Blanka. Like, he turns Charlie, Guile's friend, Jean-Claude Van Damme's friend, into a super soldier.
Sort of super.
Yeah, and I got very angry because you are not one of them.
He's not that super. He's tortured, and I think they allude to the idea that he generated electricity once. And then doesn't he just grab a guy that looks like the guy who played Gandhi and they leave a room?
Well, he turns on M. Bison's soldiers.
Yeah.
So in the end, he does good. And whereas you, with your 180 IQ points, have done nothing.
I wish if I had 180 IQ points, I would be solving all kinds of math problems.
No, you would be a super soldier. I would make the decision. So anyway, I got really fucking angry about it. I started punching walls. I started breaking glass bottles in the backyard. Just really angry. I wrote fuck mouth on a brick, and I threw that brick at some other bricks.
Fuck mouth?
Fuck mouth, I wrote.
Is that angry? I guess that sounds angry, sure. It's hard. It would be really hard to just have a man put me in a small metal room with a glass door and zap me. And don't they just show him like images of like Hitler and explosions and
they
stuff?
show him basically, right? they showed him horrible images on a slide, like glasses, 3D. It was basically a virtual boy they put on his head, showing awful images, and then they pumped him full of chemicals with big bags that just said on the top, "Warning: DNA mutagen" in big cartoon letters with bright green colours, right?
Mutagen. Yeah.
And it was just like bright green and red liquids they were just feeding intravenously into him. So that's all.
So you're telling me they hired Dr. Ludovico?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it looked really easy, is what I'm saying.
Easy.
It looked like it would take no problem at all to go to Boston, the heart of medical science, and take you, Jonathan, to what I hope would be a very cold garage, and sit you on a stool while Conrad Zimmerman, my erstwhile friend, right, shows you still image photographs of bad things happening. Like, he's just got like a flipboard, and he lifts it up, and it's like, Mumra punching Lion-O in the face. That's one. Lifts
Why
up
do you
another.
want it to be very cold? You said very cold garage? Why do you want me to be cold?
Don't worry about it. Lifts up another, and it's Skeletor having a laugh. He's done something evil again. Lifts it up again. Jesus Christ. No Heart's causing trouble with the Care Bears.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Lifts it up, and it's Venga from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon on his 6-legged horse or whatever it was. Pointing.
Oh, he's got one horn, that guy.
Yeah, one horn.
So intimidating.
And he's actually, like, falling a bit because he's got no natural equilibrium, thanks to that. And he's falling a bit, tripping over his black robe, and saying thanks Obama while he falls. Very traumatic, violent images of what he's showing you, while I have got a tube which I've shoved in your ears and bumhole.
Those two are the holes you chose?
Yeah.
Ears and bumhole? Yeah.
Yeah. Ears and bumhole, and I've got these pumps, and I'm just pumping Jelly Belly snow cone juice into you.
Why those two holes? I won't be able to hear well, my ears will pop, and my butt will feel weird.
DNA mutagen. Right, so that's good. After that, obviously, we're going to spray paint you green.
Spray paint? That's dangerous.
That's not.
You could get body paint if you want.
No, it's spray paint, because this is, we're mutating you. Body paint will just fall off and crack off in the rain. Spray paint will stick on, and then you'll be mutated. And then if the cops say, clothe that man, get him washed off, I'll say, we can't. It's spray paint. And the cop will say, oh, well, that's permanent. It might close up your pores.
I've had something like that.
Yeah, you'll, like, suffocate inside.
Mm-hmm.
You'll breathe, but you'll still be choking inside in your lungs. But by that point, the mutagen will have adapted to it. It's rapid evolution. The Jelly Belly will keep your lungs pumping and your skin feeling good. Stick a Carrot Top wig on your head and strip you down to your underpants. Ladies and gentlemen, actually take them off as well. Spray paint your little Tadger green. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Blanka.
That would be a dangerous, hazardous, painful, embarrassing, sickening, saddening, sorrowful end of my days.
No, it will be a sickening,
signing
saddening...
off. Jonathan Holmes signing off.
No, it'll be a sickening, saddening, sorrowful end for crime.
I'd be fighting crime?
Oh yes, because I am spraying Jelly Belly up your ass. Not for power, not for evil, but for good.
For justice.
For what?
Chungus!
Just
for
say
Chungus!
That? For what does that mean? What am I doing? How would I be more capable of fighting
Jonathan,
a crime?
You seem really worried.
Yeah.
You seem so worried that for him, a man in a cold garage spraying Jelly Belly up his ass.
Did you just activate dramatic echo mode?
Probably.
It's awesome.
Someone was fucking it up.
Sounded
Right
really
in the
serious.
middle of my "for me it was Tuesday" line. Ruined that.
Yeah,
That's
I totally
that
rocked
done.
that one.
I didn't do it. Do you do it, Conrad?
It doesn't matter. We're getting off track.
Yeah, I had done it. It was totally me. And if you let me walk away long enough to take care of the thing I needed to do, God damn it.
Jeez, I can't win today.
Thanks, Nick.
James Woods has a
Don't
180
forget that.
IQ and making Conrad mad.
Yeah, well, soon you'll be making criminals mad.
How so?
Right, well, you're now Blanka, okay? You've been mutated with Jelly Belly snow cone syrup. You are green and orange and naked and angry. And we are sending you to fight Al-Qaeda. We will be walking up and down the streets of Boston, right? I will close my eyes, spin round in a circle with my arm outstretched, and whichever house I'm pointing at when I stop might be Al-Qaeda. So we break in, okay, while me and Conrad are shouting, "It's Blanka, it's Blanka, we're here to fight Bin Laden." And you just like pull, it'll be like 2 a.m. You'll just like pull the bed sheets, you'll run upstairs, pull the bed sheets off someone, and drag a man out of bed and electrocute him with your new electric powers.
I've got powers?
Yeah, you're Blanka. What does
I'm
Blanka
really
do?
Blanka? How does he do that?
Crouches and generates a tremendous amount of electricity. And then when people touch him, their skeletons are shown. They fly backwards and they flash, and you can see their skeletons a bit.
I can't do that. If I
Yes, you can.
crouch and just, I don't know, feel
Here's what you do.
electric.
Here's what you do. Grab the man, drag him onto the floor, sit on him, so you're crouching. Me and Conrad will then fire our tasers at you.
At
We've
me.
got two tasers in each of our hands, so that's 4 tasers, and we just firing them at your back, turning you into a conduit of electrical strength. And it's
there will
going
be-
like right through you,
Mm.
and because you're crouched on him, it'll be coming out of your ass, and just the base of your balls a little, and electrocuting the shit out of some Al Qaeda.
I don't know if that's how electricity works.
I'm pretty sure it's how it works.
If the guy has rubber shoes, he'll be fine.
Because when Darth Vader picked up Emperor Palpatine
Hmm.
in Return of the Jedi,
Yeah.
he got electrocuted as well.
Well, yeah, you
Because
shoot.
he turned him upside down. He turned the Emperor upside down a bit, and so the electricity, because of gravity, just fell backwards and hit them both. And just like with Blanka, we saw a bit of Darth Vader's skeleton, just a little bit. Spoilers for Return of the Jedi, by the way. So it's Darth Vader's skeleton just a little bit, and then Emperor Palpatine fell over and just went, "Ah, no, don't do this, you idiot."
He fell into like a weird toilet in the Death Star, right? That's how I remember it. Yeah.
He fell into the toilet.
That wouldn't happen in this case. I
Why?
would, because I would just be hurt bad, and I wouldn't even. When you tase a guy, they don't often even get to scream because the brain just seizes up.
Well, I
kinda.
would hope not. It'd be very embarrassing if we introduce Blanka to the world and you're screaming like a
Doesn't-
scaredy pants.
He is quiet when he shoots the electricity.
Exactly.
That's right. He does go woo.
That's what you'll be doing
Sometimes.
afterwards. We'll
Is that what I'd be doing?
we'll tase you as Blanka while you're like just rubbing your ass, like really grinding your crack on the guy. Sticking your lower jaw out a bit so your teeth pop up.
No,
And then when we're done tasing you, you go ow, ow, ooh, and do a backflip.
I can't. I would jump up in the air.
Oh, I
Probably
forgot to
slip.
mention,
Yeah.
Blanka has a lot of orange chest hair, so we've also duct taped a ginger cat to your chest.
A live cat?
Yeah,
It would not be a happy cat. It would be an electrocuted cat at this point. I wonder if it would still be alive.
is he?
I don't know. I would.
I
You
would
know,
expect
I
it to
would
be
be-
smoldering.
I would have been in the hospital.
And of course, I'll be
We'll never get this far.
I'll
Yeah.
be dressed up as M. Bison, Not E Honda. Fuck off. And
Never even occurred to me.
Conrad will be Vega. So he'll have a fork taped to his hand. And me and him just tasing the shit out of you, Jonathan, on your back and neck, while you're using that power the surge of energy we're giving you, to grind into him. And I'm, like, shooting you with a taser going, like lightning!
I'd be an altered beast.
It's an idea for the future.
Long dead beast. I would the spray paint alone. I painted my body mostly with acrylic paint once. A weird idea that was, and I got like 3 hours in before I felt very sweaty and hot and lightheaded.
Oh, don't worry, this won't last 3 hours.
This is what? How long do you expect the whole process of?
I'll be
forcing me to
surprised.
watch Mumra pictures and then putting Jelly Belly.
Oh, well, I
in.
mean, that'll take a few days. But I'm imagining by the time between getting you spray painted and
getting the cat attached to me,
getting the cat taped to you, and then doing what we want you to do, I'll be surprised if we make it past 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a real swan song for me. It's a real capping off my
What a
whole...
great way to go out, though.
I guess.
Surrounded by your best buddies, Vega and M. Bison, electrocuting a man while wiping your asshole on him, and then going, ooh.
We all gotta go sometime, I guess. It's a way.
Yeah, and Al Qaeda's gonna go first.
Yeah, that poor guy, though. He wasn't a member of Al Qaeda. He was just some man.
Intelligence indicated he was.
Intelligence was you spinning.
We had the best of Shadaloo on the case.
It's important to die doing what you love, I think. In the case of the Al Qaeda member, he died being a terrorist. He died doing the
We're gonna kill that guy?
In the case of you, Jonathan Holmes, should God forbid something go awry, you would have died doing what you loved, fighting crime as Blanka.
With your best friends. Fighting crime as Blanka with your best pals.
What better way is there? You know, because you know that flash of light you're going to see right at the end as the tasers penetrate into, the side of your body. You're going to see us, and you're going to think, yeah, this is it.
There is no one I'd rather die with.
This is how it was meant to end. Yeah. It all led to
and you'll nobly peel yourself off of the guy, right? You've probably pooed and weed a bit with just the shock of what happened to you, and you'll fall back into our arms.
That's a pun, by the way.
Oh yeah, and we'll cradle you, and you'll fall back and you'll say, "Did we get him? Did we get him?" And Conrad and I'll go, "Oh, you got him. Oh, you got him, Blanka. You got him good." And you'll say, "Oh, I'm so glad I did. I could see the light. It's a good night to die." And then you'll die, and then we will look up to the sky and fire our tasers to the ceiling and just go, "No, don't do it, you idiot!"
But you killed me.
I'll shout up at heaven. I'll say, "God, you bastard, take me instead. Take
you
me
could have
instead."
painted yourself. You could have chosen.
We did not kill you. No, your passion and desire to fight crime is what did you in, sir.
If anything, Al Qaeda did it, because Al Qaeda pushed you to make these decisions.
But your overblown sense of justice.
I don't have any. You could have. Either of you two could have chosen to be the green dead person, but chose me for some reason.
Yeah, because I was watching. We all had a role to play. I watched Street Fighter. I couldn't possibly be Blanka after that.
Nobody chooses to be Blanka. Blanka chooses you.
Yeah, you were possessed. The spirit of Blanka came inside you.
No, he didn't.
Blanka came inside you.
No, he didn't.
Yes.
Blanka and I have no connection. He's a Brazilian boy. He fell out of an airplane in the game canon.
That's true. If you get electrocuted in the right place, I think your penis spontaneously ejaculates.
What?
I think they do that. I think they put an electric rod up an animal's ass to get it to sperm off into a box.
Who pays for these experiments? Why?
So we should.
I don't know, but I want the funding.
Yeah.
We'll go to Boston. We'll establish Jonathan Holmes Institute of Electrocutional Ejaculation.
Yeah, I mean, if you're worried, Jonathan, about dying because we've tased you while you're on a mat, we can
find a way for you to go out at least in a way that's enjoyable for you.
Well, imagine if we tased you directly on your winking brown star, right? And you just spunked electricity onto the man while he was already he was still in bed. Sneak attack.
Is it more effective to sneak attack? So no, I didn't.
You stand proud, right? I'll need to give your penis a bit of a shake to get it into a firing position, right? I'll do that. Don't you worry about it. I'll give it a little sucky winky on the end of it. You aim it at Al Qaeda while he's asleep, and I'll shout like lightning, and then tase you on your a-hole, and then you will spunk. And I'm imagining that will look like Palpatine shit, just coming out of your little chungo, and it'll like the electric gel in BioShock.
That's supposed to feel that wouldn't feel good.
It would please you.
No,
because everybody likes a good old-fashioned orgasm, and it will spunk on crime.
But
Blanka.
It's not good to fight. It's not good for a fight.
Blanka gives terrorism a facial. That's what the papers will say.
That doesn't.
That's what the Daily Bugle will say, and then J. Jonah Jameson will be like, "God damn it, Peter Parker! Get me that no-good spunking Blanka! Get me photographs of him jizzing off in Bin Laden's face! You stupid piece of shit!"
I don't think that J. Jonah Jameson he doesn't use words.
Get me a cup of Blanka sperm!
He doesn't say sperm. He doesn't even know what a sperm is. He's just a block-headed mustache man.
Get a mouthful of Blanka spermatozoa!
He wouldn't do it. No one would be talking about this. Everyone would be sad. It would be one of those. You remember when the INXS guy hung himself, yeah. And everyone was like, "Oh, he died by mysterious circumstances. It was. We don't want to get into the details, but and then you'd hear rumors around recess he was masturbating. That's why he died, hanging himself with a masturbatory.
I love that your playground child voice is yeah, he might have done
How
that.
you doing?
How you doing, Chief?
I gotta stop talking about INXS and deal with this cat. Hey, Tom, stop waking up my boy.
That's how we talked back in recess. And this would be similar. People would just say Green Man.
Michael Hutchins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was right. That's his name. It's sad he died. No one would. The media would not be fully publicizing this.
INXS died. That was his name. INXS died masturbating, which even though everyone does it, society deems shameful. Right? Even though you do it, Jonathan, on the regular, society deems what you do shameful, Jonathan. Society scorns you, Jonathan, for what you've done.
It's true.
Okay?
Yeah.
By contrast, we love the American have-a-go hero who takes matters into his own hands and puts the boot to terrorists. They won't be saying, "Oh, let's not talk about it. He hung himself having a cheeky wank." They'll hold a school assembly, and the principal of Boston School will come out and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, Boston's favourite son, Jonathan Holmes, died a hero. Better than that, he died a Blanka. For For American freedom, he jizzed an electric spunk stream onto Al Qaeda's face.
And what was that? That's not good for a fight. You don't want to enter a fight with an orgasm that has some spark to it.
Why?
Not enough to hurt a guy, just
But
to mildly annoy.
Are you worried it would miss?
I'm worried that I would.
Do you need to enter him first?
No, I don't want to have sex with. No.
I could arrange you to have sex with Al
Al
Qaeda.
Qaeda. No.
You could be the spunky assassin. This is getting even better.
It's
right?
not. It's getting
Let's
worse.
forget the Blanka thing. You are now Jonathan Holmes, spunky assassin.
What
Right?
does that mean?
You are an elegant courtesan,
No,
right?
Yeah.
In Boston. We'll set up a brothel. Maybe it'll be Western, like Wild West themed. I don't know. Maybe it'll have a saloon. We'll set up a brothel, okay? And you will be known as Madame Dubrec, Queen of the Courtesans. And Al Qaeda will come in and say, yo, I heard you got the Queen of the Courtesans here.
That's how Al Qaeda talks.
Yeah, and I'll be, the queen of the bordello. I'll be the madam who runs everything. And I'll say, oh, yeah. She's got her right old bumhole on her. And I'll tell you what.
What is that?
She's Jonathan Holmes, Boston's favourite son. And then the Al Qaeda will say, well, like all men, I find Jonathan Holmes, Boston's favourite son, quite attractive. I'm gonna let him do me up my bumhole. So tosses me a silver dollar, goes upstairs, and then you bum him.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
when we tase you on the anus. And you electrocute him.
You're still tasing me on the anus, even though I'm not Blanka anymore?
You are Queen of the Courtesans, Jonathan Holmes, Boston's favourite son.
Why do I just have to get tased all the time? That doesn't...
How else will we kill a member of Al Qaeda?
Just conventional means?
Scorpions?
No.
Do you see any scorpions around?
Why don't you tase the Al Qaeda guy?
Sorry, hold on, I'm looking. There's no scorpions here. Let me just turn around. No scorpions there. We're tasing you while your cock is in one of your Al Qaeda clients.
Don't they shame Al Qaeda's not very pro man-on-man anal entry, I don't think. They're kind of worried about that.
And
So,
what
don't
have
do
we
that.
learned from most Christian fundamentalist evangelical ministers? They're all doing it on the sly. If to be honest, inviting members of Al Qaeda to have sex with Boston's favourite son is probably a guarantee they'll all show up.
No, I'm not hot. I'm not hot for they're not hot for me.
No, I think this Blanka thing is one of the best ideas we've had in a long time. I mean,
It's not.
it's gonna go down in history. People are gonna write songs about this, Holmes. In fact, I've already written one.
What?
It's called Terrorist Facial, the Ballad of Blanka Holmes.
Blanka Holmes.
In the streets of Boston where the terrorists hide, in the mid of the danger is where you'll find Blanka Holmes. When Al Qaeda strikes at the heart of freedom, he'll fight right back with his pearly seaman, Blanka Holmes.
When were you writing this?
He'll give no quarter nor end the fight till Boston's enemies gleam with white. Blanka Holmes.
It rhymes. Why did you do that? Why did you write a rhyming song about
That
me
is
ejaculating on the
fantastic.
city? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's
And
flattering.
just seeing like a montage of terrorists looking terrified before like just a splash hits them in the face and they fall.
They fall just from being sad. Is that the sound it makes? Okay.
Yeah. I've been hit with this spunk. I'm falling over there. I've been electrocuted. Yeah. We may have gotten
anyway.
Al-Qaeda mixed up with cowboy banditos. But
Similar,
Maybe.
sort of lawless.
I was just going all
Attitude.
American, you know. There's nothing
Oh.
more American than an Old West ballad.
yeah.
When did
Except,
you
you know,
write that?
subjugation, slavery. You know,
And
it's a-
Jonathan, I mean, you are the all-American hero.
Uh,
That was a very good song. I should
Thank you.
point out, like Conrad literally, because we don't discuss Podtoid, he literally must have written that while I was jammering on. So
yeah, just know.
amazing.
Thank you. That's,
that's very,
I could probably get about half a dozen more stanzas out there with more time, but I thought
Oh,
I'd probably
sure.
have enough push it.
I write songs about Jonathan now and then, like just as a hobby.
What?
Yeah,
They don't often see the light of day. I think I lost the one I wrote when I was gonna do. We talked about it before. Like I really did was like start writing songs for the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory idea I had for you, where we
I
were
don't
just
remember that
riding
idea.
around inside your ass.
Oh, yeah,
In
I
a-
sort
in a
of remember
boat.
that one.
Yeah.
Do people still listen to this show? They do, right? We didn't
I think
suddenly...
they've all just sort of forgotten that they'd subscribed to it, and their feeds are automatically downloading it, so it looks like there's thousands and thousands of people who listen to this, but nobody is. They've all tuned out a long time ago.
Oh no,
Yep.
no, the Shattered lives on.
Yes, they
There's
do.
questions
live
have
on.
come in already on...
They're starting
Twitter,
their own
I've been-
podcast now.
Yep.
This Podtoid fan Shattered group on Facebook. They're starting their own podcast, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Jonathan Holmes Appreciation Month is almost over, by the way, and they need your help.
Oh,
They
yeah, I
have
need
not
to-
achieved their goal.
I need to put some force behind that. I forget, like, I have so many things to remember, I forget literally all of them.
Yeah, there's only a few days left in it, so we'll
Let's
have
do
to.
that.
Yeah.
But I just want to say the whole idea of podcast, like Podtoid listeners making their own fan Podtoid podcast, abysmal idea. Abysmal to the point where I want to actively encourage it, but also abysmal enough to where I want it on record that I did say it was an abysmal idea. Just so I'm covered either way. But good luck to that.
I hope it's just some entertaining stuff and that everybody has fun with it. It's,
cool.
That's the whole point.
It's the
So.
Podtoid way.
Mhm.
Everyone's having fun. Aren't they, Jonathan?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
What are they
that's
going
right.
to do?
That's the story. You stick
Oh.
to it, my friend.
Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah. I've got a Willem Dafoe movie pitch.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a Gordon Ramsay TV pitch too, but I'm going to save that till next week. But I got a Willem Dafoe movie pitch. It's been a while since we had one. This one is called Body Feast.
Whoa.
It's a taut psychological thriller, starring Willem Dafoe as executive of Cartoon Network, Macy Gray. That's his name. He's not the Macy Gray. He shares a name. Often people he'll say it's a running theme in the film where he'll introduce himself. Hi, I'm Macy Gray, and someone will say, "Oh, are you Macy Gray the singer?" And he goes, "Ha ha, no."
Okay.
So here's an executive at Cartoon Network. He's these cartoons are good. Let's put them on the TV. These cartoons are bad. Let's put them on the TV. And he'll do his normal work. Except one night, the high-rolling, fancy feast lifestyle of Macy Gray turns topsy-turvy. He goes to bed one night after staying up to watch a UFC fight. He goes, "Oh, that was a great UFC fight. I like the way they punched each other. Now I'm going to go to bed." And he goes to bed and goes to sleep. And he wakes up in the morning to find in his bed a giant banana split. Like, it's the bananas, ice cream, chocolate, strawberry sauce, cherries on top. Around the side, little fucking profiteroles on a massive plate. Like, it looks like the best banana split he's ever had. And he wakes up and says, what is this? Has someone broken into my house? And he's rightly panicked, and he throws the bedsheet off and just sees in the mattress blood. And the blood is around his asshole.
Oh no.
And he's confused and terrified, and he starts feeling panically like at his arse. He said, but it doesn't feel bad. Doesn't feel like hemorrhoids or something untoward. In fact, my ass feels better than it's ever felt before.
Whoa.
There must be a connection between this ass blood and this banana split. I gotta look for clues. And he's like hunting around in the bed, and all he sees as a clue is a little post-it note, just a little note on the side of the bowl of the banana split that just says, I made this for you, cupcake.
I made this for you, comma, cupcake? Or I made this for you, cupcake?
I made this for you, comma, cupcake. Like, he's being called cupcake. And then, like, he resigns himself to it and just takes it and puts it on the breakfast table and says, well, I might as well eat it. If it was made for me, maybe eating it will give me more clues. So he eats the banana split and just goes, I don't fucking believe it. This is the greatest banana split I've ever eaten. And I've eaten 3. I'm going to go to work feeling great. So he goes to work really happy now. Still wearing his pajamas with blood just dripping from the back. He's so happy he forgot to put on his executive clothes.
Macy Gray.
Macy Gray goes to Cartoon Network, and people are just greeting him. Like his boss, Hugo Weaving, walks past and says, hello there, Macy Gray. Are you by any chance the singer? And Macy Gray says, no. I see you're wearing new kinds of clothes here today. I like that about you. You're promoted. Head of marketing. And Willem Dafoe looks down at his pajamas, but they're not pajamas anymore. They're an executive suit. And he says, wow, the banana split must have done this. Now I'm head of marketing. That's fantastic. Thank you, Hugo Weaving. Don't you fucking worry about it, sunshine. I'm off to kill Courage the Cowardly Dog off again. Cancelled it years ago, but I still cancel it on my own time. So he goes off. Willem Dafoe does his work about 11 o'clock, 11:30. Haven't decided yet. He says, oh, I feel like I need a poop. I'm going to go to the toilet. So he goes to the executive washroom, which he now can go in. Throws back a cubicle, sits down, starts reading a newspaper, does the crossword. I'm doing this crossword. It's and he just starts screaming and screaming, and he's going, what has become of me? What has become of me? My asshole hurts. My asshole hurts like the waist. And it becomes very clear he is doing some sort of massive, awful shit. And I'm doing some sort of massive, awful shit, that's for sure. What has become of me? What has become of me? What has become of me? Oh, there we go, it crowned. Feel much better now. Hey, in fact, my ass feels better than it's ever felt before. As soon as whatever I just pooped came out, it's like it never pooped at all. It's like
it feels even better than last time it felt better than it's ever felt before?
It feels better. It smells better. He runs a hand up his crack. Bone dry. I don't even need to wipe. And he looks down and he's wearing a white suit. I'm wearing a white suit. I don't understand what's going on. I gotta have a look at this massive, great big poop I just did. He pulls up his now white trousers, looks in the toilet bowl, and finds not poop, but a gourmet cheesecake.
What?
And it's just in the bowl, surrounded by ass blood. But the blood is like dripping off the cheesecake like water off a duck's back, literally. Like it's just not making contact. And it's not making contact with the water in the bowl or the blood, anything. Or the inevitable urine that came out when he sort of did a bit of piss. And it's just this pristine cheesecake.
Maybe it's like a raspberry sauce almost. It looks like it's just sort of running off of it, but it just falls off.
And there is raspberry sauce on it. But, you know, the blood, if anything, it's the right shade of red. It complements it. Looks delicious. And Willem Dafoe looks down at it and says, well, what am I supposed to do with this? Oh, hold on. Reaches behind himself. He's got a little silver spoon in his hand. I just
What?
out a silver spoon with a note on it. And he looks on the note and it says, "Enjoy your cheesecake, comma, cheesecake." I don't understand any of this. But when in Rome, eat cheesecake. And he gets on his knees and puts the spoon in the toilet bowl and just starts eating the cheesecake out of the toilet bowl. Because it's there. And then he hears just behind himself, "What the fuck is this?" He looks up. "I mean, the cheesecake? Oh my god, it's Hugo Weaving, the head of Cartoon Network." And he looks down at him and says, "Macy Gray, what the hell are you doing eating out of a toilet? Are you related to the singer at all?" "No." "Well, more to the point, why are you eating a cheesecake out of the fucking toilet?" "I don't know, I just pooped it out of my ass." "Really? I like you. I like a man who's brave enough to eat cheesecake out of the toilet. I presume when you did a shit, a bit of urine came out of your cock as well, just because you were in a relaxed position and your body knew that it was time to expel its waste." "Oh yeah, a little bit of urine came out. I like that in a man. I like a man that can urinate." "You're VP of the company. You answer directly to me.
Wow.
I really
Promotion.
like your bloody pajamas as well." And he looks down and he's wearing the pajamas he wore in the morning that are covered in, by now, browning ass blood.
Oh my god.
I'm wearing these pajamas again, but the boss likes them. Looks like my magic ass is coming up trumps. And then he does a fart and he says, "Looks like it's doing trumps as well."
What's this movie called again?
Body Feast. Now, if you don't mind, Macy Gray, get out of that toilet. I'm about to do my business. Oh, don't you worry, sir. Oh, and if I could just make one request to you, boss. What's that? Don't flush. I've not finished eating my cheesecake. Don't worry about that, son. I'm Hugo Weaving, and I never flush my shits. And he goes in, does a shit, and then just leaves with his trousers still round his ankles. He just waddles out. And then Willem Dafoe goes back and finishes the cheesecake. And then he looks at the camera and winks and says, "That was a delicious cheesecake. And now I'm going to eat a bit of Hugo Weaving shit." And then
What? No! Don't do that. Sorry.
That's the film.
Maybe I missed it because that was quite a whirlwind. But was there when did we find out why he shat a cheesecake?
It's very much like Blade Runner. Was Decker a cyborg or not? We don't know. Android, rather. We don't know, but it's not about the answer, it's about the journey.
Nah. It was, he got very, I mean, it's nice to see a movie where things go well for a guy who you worry about. Because I was worried about him with the ass blood. That's usually...
Oh, yeah, I mean, we're invested
cancer or something, yeah.
We're invested in Macy Gray's journey.
Yeah. But I didn't think it would go that well. It's kind of hard to believe it would.
Well, there was tension. Like I said, it was a taut psychological thriller. You know, when he throws back the bed sheets and there's just blood, tons of it, more
bad.
than in a human body.
Uh-huh.
We're scared for him. He's lost more than his own blood. How is he alive? Why is he walking and talking? He's not even slightly dizzy, and his ass feels great. This is scary to me. What if one day I wake up and my ass feels great? Eat
your
the
ass
banana split. And by that time, we really want him to eat the banana split, because we're like, I have been so scared by this film, I need the soothing imagery of Willem Dafoe eating the banana split.
There's nothing soothing about Willem Dafoe, I don't think. He is.
What do you mean nothing soothing? Because he's just going, banana fucking split, kids! Wanna die?
That does remind me. I got Resident Evil Revelations on the Wii U.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to try to make every monster I'm just gonna Miiverse as hard as I can because you can just press a Miiverse button and you just get to draw a picture, and then that will show up on somebody's game.
Have you met?
So I'm just, huh?
Have you met mine yet?
No. I look forward to it.
Too. The Podtoid Facebook group already found one of them. Of one monster will shout, "I want your chungus," and another one has a picture of Willem Dafoe with just Willem Dafoe on it.
I'm gonna try to do a bunch of those too. It's fun. That part of it's pretty good so far. I haven't played much, but I like those little features. You know, it's cute. It's novel.
It is cute. Like I liked the Miiverse integration.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, Revelations. It's a good little game. I prefer the 3DS version.
Yeah.
It was just a lot more impressive on the 3DS. There's the risk when you bring a portable game to a home console. It's just going to be a bit less impressive. And that's
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's really the worst thing counting against it. It's not bad. There are some issues with the controls, but you can't get used to them. But the only real hang-up is it's a good game. What is a great game on a handheld doesn't always become a great game on a home system where expectations are bigger and there are more specialized rivals and competitors for your attention.
Sure. Well, they could have done a lot more with the added horsepower that they had from consoles. I was surprised they didn't because the game was designed.
Did you not see the Capcom logo when you turned it off?
Capcom has had many eras. They've had the era of, going above and beyond and doing way more than they had to because they really had a passion for it. And then they've had more recent times. I never know when they're going to go back to old Capcom, so I hold out hope. They've done some pretty cool enhanced ports in the past, I think. But no, and it wouldn't have been that hard to just create a little bit more, create some areas that you could fill more enemies in so you'd get that kind of overwhelmed feeling you got from Resident Evil 4 every once in a while, where there'd just be tons of guys coming at you from every angle. They couldn't do that in the original version because the sacrifice they made, from what I had read, was in order to keep the graphics from looking as bad as Resident Evil Mercenaries did. Sometimes the graphics in Mercenaries on the 3DS looked really bad. They had to make it so there's only, 4 or 5 enemies tops in Revelations, except if they're all the same kind of enemy, they could do a little bit more. But yeah, that's a technical limitation that guided the way the game was designed. And when you play it on the 3DS initially, you feel like, oh, I get it. There's only so much they could do with the 3DS. It looks great considering that, and it's still fun. But on consoles, you'd expect them to give you a little bit more than a wall blister.
This is the company that, I guarantee you, already has Resident Evil the Director's Cut prepared for PS4 and Xbox One.
Resident Evil Revelations, the Director's Cut?
No. Resident Evil the Director's Cut.
Like the first game?
Yeah, it's already ready for the PS4, I guarantee you. Because that's Capcom. Literally any port in a store.
Yeah, it's true. They do love the ports. I bought Resident Evil 1. I didn't buy it as many times as I could. I bought it initially, and then I bought the Director's Cut. I didn't buy the Director's Cut DualShock version, but then I did buy it again on the GameCube. I think that's the last time I bought it. I think so. But I'd probably, who knows? Maybe I'll buy it again someday. That is Capcom for you. You're right. I hope they make a Revelations 2, though. That'd be fun. They could put it on consoles and build it from the ground up for big stuff. Be good. I should do the show questions. I haven't asked them yet. People, when you ask me questions before I ask you to ask me questions, I don't feel like I should reward you for that by answering them, because then you're going to start.
But here's the problem with that. People can't just be hanging out waiting for you to just show and be like, okay, I'm ready for your questions now.
Yeah, it's not like you're me.
No, I mean, a lot of these people are asleep who listen to our show right now. In Europe, it's the middle of the night. I'm sure that there are a lot of...
Do you know what creeped me? Do you know what something creeped me out today?
What?
I was reading a NeoGAF thread about myself. I'm always reading NeoGAF threads about myself.
Sure.
If they're about me or if they're them making fun of Polygon.
I have read every NeoGAF thread about me.
I should point out, not because I hate Polygon, but NeoGAF is just... Watching them be angry at Polygon is a bit funny. But I read one from an anonymous NeoGAF poster who was like, he lives in Mississippi near me, and I saw him at a New Year's Eve party. That's too close to home. That's too close for Gaff.
What does that
Keep
even
away,
mean?
Gaff.
That's too close to home for you.
For the
Oh, I
internet.
thought he said that about you. I thought he
No,
was like,
no.
Jim
He said
Sterling's too close
apparently
to
I
my
was
home.
a funny guy. If it's the New Year's Eve party I'm thinking of, I don't remember being funny.
You don't always know when you're funny, though.
I remember a drunk lawyer talking at me. She was just talking at me. And because I have literally no ability to be rude in polite company, I just sat there and took it. I can't remember what she was saying. She clearly wouldn't fucking remember. And he was just talking.
You know, I think the thing that I like most about GAF is that there are a lot of smart people there who are not afraid to just actually say something and break up streams of just what the fuck are these people thinking. Then you get like 3-4 really smart comments, and it sort of like encourages you to keep going through the thread to see what develops. Very few communities have enough.
Oh yeah, they're fiercely
Right
proud.
on the money. Yeah.
Fiercely proud of having no gaff hive mind.
Yeah.
And like I said, it always leads to some really... They have interesting debates. It's really not a circle jerk.
No.
Sometimes I think some of the threads are a bit heavily weighted. Sometimes there's a lot of bitterness about I guess, what we do is in our jobs.
Yeah, I can see that.
But, sometimes there's just a lot of anger, like a lot of real anger there. But at the same time, even in those threads, there are usually some interesting people making some things worth learning from. Which I think we all saw in the whole Doritos Gate thing. I think there was a lot of, there was a lot of that rage and anger, but there was also this just some really interesting points being made. But anyway, I've said before, I really came round on Gaff, and Gaff came round on me, which was nice. So that's
Nice. I've only been there a few times. I became a member once, and it's like a harrowing process to become a member, and then I finally did it, and then somehow, because I didn't go on there enough, my membership just dissolved or something, so I haven't been back since, really.
I applied for membership a couple of times, and they didn't seem interested, and so I said, well, whatever, that's fine. And it's never really... it's good enough to read it. Maybe a decade ago, I would have been someone who would have been all about participating in a forum like that, those kinds of discussions, but I'm really much more interested in listening these days. And sort of getting as much viewpoint and perspective and information so that I can empathize and then create a view that sort of tries to encompass that when I do decide to say something. So I do appreciate it for that purpose.
No, sure. Yeah.
I got into a weird thing a while ago where, I had an account, couldn't remember the password or anything, and there was no easy way to get it back. So I would just read, and I was happy with that. But then it got to a point, especially with the Aliens Colonial Marine stuff, where I'd be tweeting, and then they'd be talking and posting my tweets, and then I'd have weird by proxy conversations with people on NeoGAF, and then I realised it would be just easier to get the password, which I think I just guessed after 3 or 4 years, and it was something I've never used before. And I got in, and now I do talking on it sometimes.
Oh, neato. I should look for you there. We got a lot of questions in already. I think like 30.
Of
That's
course.
the thing. I know it's rude to just ask the questions on my time, but it works. I mean, I always get tons of questions right away, way more than we can ever use.
It's rude for them to ask questions, even when we ask them.
Sean on Games asks, and this is something I meant to get to before, because we didn't talk about the Xbox One and how independent developers can't self-publish on it, and how Nintendo is actually saying they think that's bad and they're sad about it. Dan Edelman over at Nintendo was like, "Oh, that's bad for the indies." I'm sort of happy because it makes it easier for us, but I'm not
It
happy.
makes it easier for us to put nothing on the eShop.
Oh, come on! They're doing stuff. You'll see. I know some secrets. I know a lot of indie developers that, just talking to one today, that they just got their Wii U. It's one people wouldn't expect either. It's a PC game that's gotten buzz for years now. They just got their Wii U dev kits. They're not making any promises, but they're interested. They're kind of excited about it. Know a lot of indie devs that have the PS4 dev kit too, and they'll be making some big announcements at E3. And I don't know any of them that have Xbox dev kits or even really looking into it. It's not something that's working for them yet.
Well, it doesn't seem like they're going to bother getting Microsoft's ain't going to bother giving them out.
I wonder.
I mean, the whole non-self-publishing thing, again, just it carries the stench of the possessive, dominating control Microsoft wants. I think someone said they wanted. I forget who said it, but they said it looks like Microsoft's trying to get back the monopoly it had, like in the 90s and stuff, when it was the premier destination for a lot of stuff, and it seems to me like letting indies self-publish takes some of that control away, but now it's like, oh, if you want to publish on our system, we'll publish it for you, and then we have your shit.
Well,
Sure.
I don't think they ever had any real interest in indie self-publishing on the platform. Xbox Live indie games, the way it was treated from its inception, through execution and then ultimately almost effective dismissal by Microsoft is just kind of sad.
And it's dead now, right? With the Xbox One, they're just doing more.
They're going to eliminate it. Now, you can still publish to it, I think, at this point. We're still seeing new Xbox Live indies come out. And, I mean, it's a terrible aspect of the Xbox Live service, if I'm being perfectly frank. There's really poor curation. You have to dig through. This is something we demonstrate every week on our live show, Saturday Morning Hangover. It's populated by stuff that if there was just some way of slimming it down, some green lighting of some kind beyond this thing functions, which, by the way, does not really seem to be rigorously followed criteria either. And Microsoft doesn't care. They say, "Oh, you self-publish. Well, you can self-publish in this dirty, dark basement,
Sure,
where no one ever has to see you without taking 5 explicit steps to reach it."
Yeah.
it still kind of made more sense to me than PS Minis. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell that even means.
Oh yeah, no, I have no clue.
It's a mini, just like this is a game, kind of. I mean, it's a worse game. It's a mini. You should buy it. Like, it's anti-advertising, huh?
There are some pretty decent little PS Minis.
Oh, I love them, but to call it a mini out of the bat is to make me think it's not going to be as worth my time. When in fact, there's some great games on PS
I don't think
Minis.
Sony knew what it was doing with the minis.
Yeah,
I think they were trying to address that app market for small games, and it was weird.
It was like what I said. Microsoft is doing right now. They knew there was a thing to combat. They just didn't know how to combat it. They were savvy enough to see exactly the market, but not savvy enough to do anything with its own knowledge. And then we had PS Minis, which was doomed to failure when they started releasing the same games as you can get on the iPad for like way more money. Because everything needed to be rated by the ESRB, and Sony didn't think it was worth its time to help developers in that area. So the whole thing was just a total waste. But there were a couple of good stuff on there.
That's the thing. I liked it a lot. It never even occurred to me that they were trying to be like apps, though. I got Where Is My Heart on there. It's a great little kind of expressionistic platformer with weird use of the screen. It divides up the screen like a comic book, but you change where the panels are in order to get to where you need to go. So you kind of create the level by changing the layout of the panels. Really fun game on PS Mini, so nobody's played it or heard of it. Sad. Anyway, I didn't even get to the question. Sean on Games asks, does Sony not screaming that the PS4 won't require an internet connection today worry you? I don't trust Sony or Microsoft going forward. I just don't. I'm not confident that the Wii U is going to do really well moving forward, but I feel safe in knowing that Nintendo wouldn't know how to screw me over down the line, even if they wanted to. They're just old dudes who love video games. They don't know what they're doing.
Oh, poor sweet Holmes.
Yeah, they're not.
I love you.
Mark,
I do.
But do you think
I
Nintendo is going to try to find a always online way to make me register my used games someday?
Because they're going to be an always offline system.
Fine with me.
No, I know that's fine. No, I'm saying that addresses your need, but don't mistake that for them being good people who won't fuck you.
I don't think they will. They haven't before. They've been dumb. But I can't remember the last time I felt ripped off by Nintendo.
Even when they put Urban Champion 3D out. Even then.
I know.
Never forget.
If they had said Urban Champion 3D is so good, it's so different from the old Urban Champion, then I'd be like, oh, you jerks, you tricked me. But they were like, we all love Urban Champion, right? I mean, it's just a known classic. That's why we're putting classics in the title. And then
I don't think, I think it's just kind of dismissive to call them old guys who love video games. They're savvy business people who know exactly how to address certain markets that they know and that are very deeply connected with them, for whom there's a lot of brand loyalty.
Yeah, I think they're old weirdos that don't know what they're doing.
I'd add that I'd fall in between. Like, they're definitely savvy in some areas, but I also think they're stubborn to a fault.
Yes.
And if there are certain things that could even be beneficial to them, they won't do it for the sake of tradition and the sake of this is what we're comfortable doing. So I'd fall between that. Like, they definitely got some smarts in some areas, otherwise they, wouldn't be in business. You got to have some base level smarts, and I think they're very good at providing some of the unknown market. Sorry,
I just think by virtue of the level of energy Holmes is putting towards expressing the idea that these are cool old guys who love video games demonstrates how savvy. Cool? Okay, fine. Old guys who love video games. I
just look at their
history.
history.
Am I wrong there? Do you think they're cool?
I don't.
No, you don't think they're cool?
Cool? No.
Cool from your perspective.
You love Reggie.
Come on.
Reggie. Oh, Reggie's
I'm not saying
scary.
Cool in the larger social sense, like they're going to be a hit at parties. No, I'm just mean from your perspective. Are they people that you would like to spend time with and enjoy?
Oh, hell no. I'd feel terrible around a weird programming Japanese man, Iwata. I'd be like, Iwata, do you
I don't think he does a lot of programming.
He used to?
Yeah, but
I don't programmed the hell out of Kirby. Huh?
These aren't the same guys, then. Like,
You see, you'd all want to hang out with Reggie, as we know.
No!
Yeah.
No, I've talked to Reggie, he's terrifying.
If Reggie would say, hey, do you want to come and eat potato skins with me? Right? Everyone.
For the adventure.
It's every boy's fantasy. I'm brilliant. I'm going to go and eat potato skins with Reggie Fils-Aimé, the Reginator. I bet at one point he says, my body is ready for these potato skins. And I'm going to laugh, but I better not laugh too loudly. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of him. He's my hero. And what really happens is you watch him stomp a dog to death in an alleyway, and you are forced to bury the body with him.
Yeah, that's what I fear. I mean, I don't mean to sound like I dislike Reggie or Iwata or Miyamoto at all. I'm sure they're fine fellows, but Reggie in particular is incredibly intimidating, and I fear he would hate me and crush me. Maybe he could.
I would not be in a football game that he participated in.
No, you just feign an injury right away.
Right away. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm sorry. About 15 years ago, I took a spill on a DDR machine. I can't play football, but this looks like fun. You guys, I'll be over in another state because this is going to be brutal.
Yeah.
I don't
on a DDR machine. The self-esteem of the gamer is such they couldn't even make up a noble injury.
But you guys, I feel bad. I just dominated the question, which was, does it worry you at all that Sony isn't saying outright, firmly, and forever that you won't require an internet connection to play the games on the PS4.
Their shiftiness has been strange since the PS4 announcement. I was happy at first when it seemed clear that they weren't going to do any of this shit, but then they got a bit vague. Maybe they were just waiting to see what Microsoft's going to do. But I also think this is one of those topics that an executive won't bring up unless asked. I really think... Because I think for a lot of them, they'd rather just not talk about used games at all, or piracy at all. I think they would much rather, because the DRM and the used game thing, even if they've got something positive to say about it, they don't want to even acknowledge those concepts are out there. So, I mean, yeah, silence is always worrying, but at the same time, I'm not about to panic over it or preemptively get mad, because it could just be them not wanting to acknowledge that the used game market exists and piracy exists, because I don't think any executive will talk about those things unless asked.
That makes sense. And I can hope that the market will prove to them that they can't get away with forcing us to always be online or to do away with used sales. It was really encouraging when EA seemed to give up on the online pass thing. I'd like to think that consumers have shown them that they can't.
And then we found out why.
Yeah, I know. I'm still worried. People say I've gotten less optimistic about the future of video games as they've gotten to know me on the internet over the years, and I think that's valid. I think we've seen video games get much more parasitic and abusive to consumers, so I am more worried about things going in that direction. I don't think it's unfounded.
I think any member of the gaming media who gives a shit about consumer issues and gives a shit about the people buying the games will get more jaded and cynical. I think those who've been in the business a long time and are still completely happy-go-lucky, I mean, I don't know what to think about those people, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, part of me wants to admire their enthusiasm that they've got left. Another part of me is like, do you care about people? You know, do you care about your readers and what they might think? Or, you know,
I think they do. They just don't see it. Maybe they feel so great. You know, like when you start dating someone you really like, and then your friends are like, "But she's covered in hair and she smells terribly," and you're like, "No, she doesn't." You just don't pick up on the smells. It just
pisses me off when there's like a game, you know, a self-styled game journalist who will go on Twitter and say things like, "Oh, do you remember when we just loved games? Oh, God, do you remember when we'd stopped bitching about everything and just loved games?" Without considering that maybe people are bitching because they love games.
Sure, yeah.
You know, that they actually love games as art and hate the games as business that comes in and stomps on it. You know, maybe the people who spend all their time bitching are doing it because they love and respect video games as an art form and not just as cold, calculated products.
Yeah, absolutely. If you love them, you're gonna feel badly when they start to go sour. So,
and I think of most of them as cold, calculated products, and even I'm starting to get a little bit depressed.
Sure, and you're generally okay with the realities of
bring on the products. That's usually my motto. But
I wonder what I was saying before about Nintendo being dudes who at least used to make video games, and that makes me trust them a little bit more. It makes me think, why doesn't Valve just do it now? Should they just make consoles for real yet?
Well, we've still got that Steam box coming up.
I know. This really could be the time where, because we've never been in a situation like this where Nintendo is now old guys. I mean, they're real old now. And the competitors are really, really cold businessmen, it seems like. And Valve is in a position to be people who understand video games because they've made them and they care about them, and their consumers respect their genuine love of the medium, but they're also really good at the business side too. They could really scoop in and cover all the bases, I think. I hope they do that. That'd be good.
Well, I mean, I was talking to, because for a while, I think even on this show, we were discussing who is the Steam box for. And one of my local friends actually is really looking forward to it, because he is very much one of those consumers who wants the benefits of Steam but doesn't want to fuck with computers.
Yeah,
And
I think a lot
whatnot.
of people would if they knew. I think a lot of people who avoid PC gaming because they don't want to have to figure out the technical aspects, or just don't like the feeling of sitting that close to their screen, kind of alone, whatever. If they knew how good Steam was, they would buy the console in a second.
I think that comes right back around to what we were discussing earlier, and how the shift has been in consoles to become less convenient in many of the ways that PC gaming has historically been inconvenient.
Sure.
And now to have a company like Valve, who absolutely has demonstrated a fantastic acumen for operating a marketplace, for distributing games, for making games, they're as close as we've got to a big fish that gives a shit about the games industry, as anything more than a bottom line. And I think you're right. Marketed correctly as the alternative, given the perspective of, well, you didn't want to use a PC, but guess what? That's what you're getting from everyone else. Here's one that's going to treat you with some dignity and respect. I think they absolutely could pull it off.
If they can make the games look good, if they can really promote the interesting shit, if they can say Minecraft like that, you know. I mean, a lot of the games that have become massive crazes weren't on consoles.
No, it's true.
I mean, you look at fucking Minecraft, and even, I mean, many people won't want me to go there, but Farmville, you know, that was, a lot of it was PC, you know, Facebook stuff. If they can say, yeah, we got that shit, and we've got the shit you'll find on a PS4 and Xbox One, then yeah, I mean, I guess at least post-announcement of the Xbox One and whatnot, the Steambox is looking a bit more attractive.
Because people are saying now PS4, because the Xbox One announcement went over so poorly, but when I asked them why PS4, they're like, because it's not bad, I don't think. I mean, now is the time to really strike with that. People are desperate for any alternative. As long as it doesn't look bad, they'll give it a shot.
Launch it with Half-Life 3 as an exclusive.
Oh, well, there you go.
I bet they do that. Like, it's not even going to be on Steam on PC. It's only on Steambox.
That would be pretty cute. It'd be interesting to see how that goes.
It would cause the greatest shitstorm the internet's ever seen, but it would also sell the Steambox. It really would.
I don't think they would physically survive that. I think they would be killed.
Yeah, financially, fine.
Yeah.
Physically.
They would die very rich men.
The most successful console launch in history.
Yeah. I'm just I'm seeing Gabe Newell being dragged down by curly-haired teenagers, like a Triceratops being pulled down by velociraptors. And just as he goes down, as they rip the shirt from his chest, he just raises a defiant fist and shouts, "No regrets, Mr. Freeman."
That would be even better than my Blanka death, I think. 53 questions happened.
Oh.
I guess we should try to do at least a couple of them.
Austin
Ivan Smith of Way Forward asks, should console makers share power consumption and noise levels? My PS3 is so loud compared to my PS1 and my power bill. Yeah, they should.
Why
but
not?
They won't.
Noise levels is one of those things we never really think about until we turn the thing on.
Yes.
I mean, even now, like, even post 360, I mean, the 360 when I first got one was loud as fuck. But I never learned my lesson. Every computer I've bought, every console I've gotten, I never think about it till I hear it. And if I turn it on and it's quiet, I never think about it at all. So I don't even praise the ones that are good in that regard. Having a silent console is a thankless task, but woe betide the loud ones. But I agree, it is something that should be shared, but no one's gonna. They don't have to, because we'll all forget to ask, and they wouldn't want to tell us if it was loud.
That's right. It's
Or
too
they
late.
just
You've
go
already bought it.
loud compared to what?
Measure
loud
in
compared to me
decibels, asshole.
farting?
It's not
No,
hard.
that's what the executives would say. They would compare it. They'd never give you the hard facts. Loud compared to what? My cat being kicked. It's quieter than that. I won't tell you how loud my cat is.
Can you quiet down your consoles by blowing air into the fans? I should try that. I've done that for my computer. It's worked pretty good. It's quieted down. Clean it out
Okay,
there.
all right. So your technological issues are slowly coming into view.
Who, me? Oh, yeah, my computer sometimes is dirty.
Is your
That's for
computer
sure.
is it steam powered?
And so you're blowing dust into your computer.
Maybe. Dust came out, though, when I blowed the air in there.
Do you have electricity in your house, or is there a shed out back with a generator being constantly cranked by an old bald man with one tooth, wearing red itchy long johns with an arse flap? Just more juice, Captain!
That'd be fun. No,
I'll
no,
get
I'm
you
not.
more juice tonight. Will I get another gold nugget?
I am
Prospector.
believe it or not, I am the technological expert in my family. I'm the one that they call. They're like, Jonathan, I need you to put the wire into the TV. It doesn't go in. And then I just come over and put a wire in there. Oh, job, life. Anyway, how are you guys? Good?
And then we found out that you are very closely related to the cast of The Land Before Time.
Is that what I sounded
Get a call from Littlefoot and Three-Horn trying to get their Netflix running.
Yeah, that's how it feels sometimes. There are other cute little dino people in my world. Tater Tot says, I'm working a 24-hour shift tonight. Any uplifting words you guys can give me? It's not as bad as it seems. It's going to get better. You've already put so many hours in. You just have a little bit more to go. You can do this. When it's all over, you're going to look back on it and laugh and feel great and know that life can't get you down. You are the one in charge of your own experience. Your mind is your own playground. Make it work for you. Create the playground you want to be in tonight. Tater Tot, Mr. Beaver. You guys have any? Yeah?
I do. Eventually, you're going to die, and none of this will have been for anything. So just get through it.
Or not.
Or not.
Because it doesn't matter, really.
It doesn't matter.
You're doomed. Jim, do you have any words for the guy?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
That reminds me, people are reaching out to me on Twitter to make sure I know about what branching the Podtoid audience is branching out in all these new directions. Skid Row Trash, famous for his pornographic website Actual Free Cams, in which he links to Podtoid. He has a new site called afcsextoys.actualfreecams.com, where he reviews sex toys in the Podtoid way. He wrote a review for the Tenga sex egg that starts, "Are you bored with the same old when it comes to jerking off? Are you sick of all the effort you put into for such a quick payoff? Are you sick of the inch thing, calluses on the palms of your hands?" I think he meant inch thin, but that's fine. Since the beginning of time, cavemans invented jacking off, and it has always been the same. Well, times have changed. This is 2013. There are better ways to do things now, so you don't have to sit there and jerk off like cavemans did any longer. He really wrote this on the internet. He wrote a review of the Tenga sex egg, and that's the first.
I want to work for this site.
Yeah,
Will I
I'm
get
sure
free
he'd love to have
Tenga
me.
sex eggs?
Probably after it picks up. Goes on. Check out this egg thing. You know what's inside it? Future of jacking off. That's what. These little eggs come in different styles that have cool things inside them. You toss on your cock sort of like a condom, except instead of putting your condom-covered dick into a pussy, it is as if the pussy is inside your condom wrapped around your dick already. That's one sentence. You gotta check this out. He's talking about all sorts of stuff. And on top of that, this other guy, let's see if I can say it on YouTube. It's Palik Litnu. Has a new video. It looks animated in the style of Ace Attorney, and it's called Jonathan Holmes Sexual Criminal. This is the guy who is famous for dubbing Podtoid audio over Dark Knight Rises to make it look like Bane was singing Scatman as you, Jim. You remember him?
That's brilliant.
He's got a new one up. He's got a ton of Podtoid things up. So yeah, people are really branching out. Thanks, Podtoid listeners. We appreciate seeing what you do. Should you do more questions? Someone wanted to know who our favorite video game voice actors were. Let's see if I can figure out who asked that. Are there any particular characters? I think you've talked about this before, Jim, how you love Liquid Snake.
Oh yeah, Cam
Snake
Clark.
Eyes.
Big fan of Cam Clark.
Yeah.
Liam O'Brien is a really good actor and a cool guy. Yuri Lowenthal is one of my absolute favourites. I always recognise Yuri Lowenthal in something, and I always enjoy him. And Troy Baker, of course, who is also cool and has threatened to, if I don't get excited for Saints Row 4, he will break into my house and use the purple dildo bat on me. So,
isn't he also doing tons of voices for the new Batman, which I'm actually almost excited about?
Quite possibly. I mean, Troy Baker's one of those guys that he's like Steve Bloom. You know, he does a lot.
Is he Steve Bloom? Is that the guy who's always like, "We were in there, gonna get ours"? He was in
yeah.
He was in Mad World, right?
Steve Bloom usually typecast as that, but way more variety and talent than he's famous for.
Huh.
Very varied. He does some varied stuff, and he only really gets recognised for the I'm gonna shoot your cock off.
He was Robin and Two-Face in Arkham City, Troy Baker. I'm just looking him up as we talk about it. And he's going to play the Joker in Arkham Origins, so good for him. I'm pretty excited about the 2D Batman game coming to the 3DS and the Vita. Looks neat. Looks like my kind of Batman game.
Yeah.
Anyway, Conrad, do you like any voice acting?
I like Phil Lamar a lot.
Mm.
I don't. He's in everything, and that's what's so great about him.
And you
Is
never
that-
recognise him when he's in it.
No, you never spot him, but he's in almost every fucking game. The man gets so much voice acting work. He's in tons of cartoons and so forth. What I know him best from is he would play the UPS delivery guy character, the spastic UPS delivery guy character on Mad TV, that sketch comedy show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's good.
He's fantastic, but you don't see him on camera that much anymore. He still does some TV, you'll see him in, but his voice acting repertoire is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. And you never notice. He's like the Johnny Depp of voice actors, except tolerable to listen to.
Whoa.
Oh,
Didn't expect
sweet.
Johnny. Yeah. I like Johnny Depp sometimes.
I'm going to go watch
Oh,
Pirates of the Caribbean tonight. I don't know why. I don't even have it. I probably won't.
There's
But
4 of
maybe
them,
I will.
you know.
No, it's too many.
Yeah.
I should say as well, I don't want to butt in before you, Jonathan, but I
Oh,
do
that's
want to
all right.
just add Sean Pertwee, who is obviously I talk about him a lot. One of my favourite on-screen actors and a great voice actor. He used to do a lot more video game voice acting, not so much these days, but like early 2000s, he was in Tau Fire Warrior, which nobody remembers, but was a genuinely good Warhammer 40k shooter. He was in Primal, which has a cult following. He's just got this great British gravelly, not even gravelly, there's a raspy quality to it. He was in the first Killzone and Killzone 2 as 2 different characters. He's great in Killzone 2. Yeah, I love Sean Pertwee. He's in Event Horizon, which is like my favourite sci-fi movie.
Well, who's he playing that?
He was one of the ship's crew.
Nah, he doesn't
No.
live too long, right?
British guy. He makes it about halfway, I think. He's the guy who gets blown up when he finds the bomb on the other ship.
Oh yeah, I felt for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a good job. Oh, I don't know for myself. I have no idea. I like a lot of them. I like everyone in No More Heroes. I like the merchant in Resident Evil 4. I like the librarian in Symphony of the Night. Anyone that can just hit you real quick with something that's probably a little better than the writing. I love it when I feel like the actors got the line, or like, this kind of sucks, but I'm just gonna go a little bit over the top with it and make it so the viewers know that this writing is stupid.
Rule of ham.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
I
I
love
call
that.
it. It's the
Yeah.
rule. Any sufficiently hammy actor can save a bad script.
hmm
Um,
Like think about the merchant. Like you're given the role of the merchant in Resident Evil 4, and you're like, okay, what's my motivation? Well, you just show up. You're just a man, and you've got all these guns, and there's killer mutants everywhere. But you just want to make some money and sell things to a guy who you just keep running into. You just keep bumping into him. Now you're in a castle with him. So what? How do I convince the audience that that's really happening? They'll go, yeah, thank you. Like, just be really, really passionate about it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'll buy it at a high price.
He did it. Other actors would have been like, this doesn't make any sense, and gotten like shy and sheepish and just been like, thank you. Not him. He nailed it.
That was very good.
You know what was a great voice performance? Vulgrim in Darksiders 2. That's a great voice. Phil fucking Lamar!
Really? I gotta play this. I bought
I love
that game. I
Vulgrim.
looked
He's
at
the
it.
voice of Sam B. Like, I didn't know. I had no idea. No clue. He's an Infamous, Saints Row 2, Afro Samurai. Let's see here.
Wow, that's
Unfortunately,
all sorts of
Conrad, he's also a regular on Family Guy.
Unfortunately.
Whenever
He
it's
might
like,
have 180 IQ.
probably does.
The IQ level you need to be on Family Guy.
Smart people need to stop doing acting jobs. Oh, stop it. More questions. Rihanny Dewey, I believe is how you say her name. She's Riku Suave. It's a pretty cute name. On Twitter, she asked, if you were a protagonist in a video game, what type of game would it be, and what would your character be like? That's good. Oh no, am I gone?
No.
Oh, you're there. You're
We're
just
just
thinking.
thinking.
Oh, okay.
Because
Ask that again,
dead
'cause
air
I
on a
think I missed-
podcast is good.
Ask it again, because I think I missed a few of the words.
Oh, no problem. It's if you were the protagonist in a video game, what kind of game would it be, and what would your character be like? I think about this a good amount. I would want to star in games that are based on sitcoms from the 80s. Maud. Just today, I was watching the intro to B. Arthur's Maud and thinking that would make an awesome game, and I want to be Maud. I just want to be a sassy, older lady who can't get by on just her looks anymore. She's got to really kick it into high gear and kick some ass and not let her husband get a word in edgewise, and tell her daughter where to go, and put on a sweater because her boobs are too big. Have you guys seen Maud? It's a pretty good show. That's what I would want to be. I'd want to be middle-aged ladies solving family problems.
I want to be the incredibly lazy, wealthy, bored video game protagonist. That's what I want to be. And my whole game is just counting my money and having people serve me food and ask if I'm comfortable.
Is there any game like that?
Not yet.
Sim City is like the closest one, but you have all these responsibilities and you don't actually get served the food. Just
Sim
imagine.
awesome. Sim 1%.
That would be good. Jim, have you thought of something you would do?
I don't know.
That's all right. You don't have to answer every question. I just thought I threw it out there. I like the name Riku Suave, so just had to do it. Come back to it. We'll go to Rizel Fontensov Send, who's Razel 5000, who's all excited because I assume it's a he. I think Razel's the guy's name. He lives in Germany. He says, "Oh my God, I'm on time, even though I live in Germany," and then does an emoticon of an amazed face and writes, "What is your favorite game with the most ugly 3D polygon graphics?"
Oh, that's actually a good question.
Yeah, I don't think they're ugly. I think they are limited. They are not what the designers wanted, for sure. But they've got their charm. Probably Stunt Race FX. That game charms the crap out of me. I was just talking to somebody on Twitter about it the other day. It was the follow-up to Star Fox, but they were like, we're going to make this like a real game and not just a flying forward and shooting game. You're going to drive around, you're going to go down tunnels, and it actually has like, it's a lot like F-Zero on the GameCube, except played in slow motion and the polygons just disappear sometimes. Just your cars have eyes, and their wheels aren't attached; they just fly off. You should check it out. Stunt Race FX. That's my favorite for now. What do you guys think?
It's tempting to pick, N64, PS1 era games,
Yeah.
but for me, I'd probably say be a bit more contemporary, and because it's a game I like, and say Suikoden Tia Chris. I think it's pronounced Tia Chris.
Tia Chris.
The one they put on the DS. Fantastic RPG. Ugly as fuck. Ugly as fuck. Like a real, like it could have looked gorgeous. Like the art was nice, but the actual 3D polygons they used for character models and stuff was god awful. But a great game, really great RPG, with wonderful voice acting that makes no sense. Like
I should track that down. I bet that's expensive now, huh?
I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to find. It was only released a couple of years ago. And, I don't think Suikoden games quite reach the prices that they used to. You should be able to find it. Reviewed it for Destructoid a couple of years back. Great game. Very recommended. A bit easy, but fun at the same time. So, not too bad. It's worth getting just for the voice acting, especially the main protagonist who just seems like rushing. Like, he's so fast. And it doesn't sound like he's just talking fast, like, say, Yahtzee and Zero Punctuation. He literally sounds like someone has held a gun to his head and said, if you don't get done by 2:30, you won't see outside of this room again. Like, so hurried and nervously, like, just constantly frantic with it. It's amazing. There's compilations of it on YouTube if you don't want to track the game down. It's worth checking out.
So, can you do an example? Like, let's say he has to say, fine, we'll take your mission, but on one condition. You better put pushing behind that cushion. Can you even say that?
Yeah, he'd go, and he'd literally sound like this, right? He'd go, fine, we'll take your mission, but on condition, you better put your push into the cushion. Like, he really sounded rushed.
That sounds great. I'll buy it just for that. I'll try to find it.
He doesn't say that line in it, though. If you look for that one, you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, we should make our own RPG one of these days. That would be the easiest one for us to make. We just write it, and then someone else would have to make it a game, I guess. Did you have any bad polygon graphics games that are good, Conrad?
No, I don't. Like, I like Gex. I like the original Gex. That thing's ugly as hell.
That is technically polygons, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is, and it's ugly. It's really ew.
How about Bug on the Saturn?
I never played it. I've always heard people complain about it, but I've never actually seen it in action.
It's troubling. It'll trouble you at night. Well, I think that's all the questions we should do. We're at around 2 hours and 14 minutes of show. Someone recently told me, I'm trying to remember who it was. Someone on Twitter said, Podtoid's good, but the problem is you don't have enough time. to talk about all the things you really want to talk about.
Is that true?
Yeah, he said other podcasts
Really?
are 3 hours long. You should make Podtoid 3 hours long. And I
Those
can't even
people-
imagine listening to this show for more than 20 minutes and getting so sad.
The people who do 3-hour podcasts have a greater level of dedication to the art of podcasting than I do.
Yeah, they do. And I'm sure they do a wonderful job of it,
I
but I
bet they
can't.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know
heard
if I could.
that Games Radar's 100th episode special, they did a 6-hour-long podcast.
Holy
How
Yeah.
do
God.
you even stay awake?
No, I
How
mean,
do
if you
you
can
do
do
it?
3 hours and make it entertaining, God bless you.
Oh,
That's
true.
fucking
Absolutely.
Like 2 hours of us, and we're not entertaining for 2 hours.
No.
Like, God.
We got about a good 45 if we're lucky and we really tighten it up.
Yeah,
Mm.
if I edited this, we would have an amazing podcast. It'd be 10 minutes long.
So we should promote the thing we do, and
Oh, yeah.
I'll do it.
We'll do
I
it.
had Jasper Byrne on Sup Holmes last Sunday. It was amazing to see how different he was this time than last time. He's great both episodes, but he seemed so kind of
Healthy?
at ease. Yeah, he
Fed?
was happy. He
Off
was.
heroin?
He did quit smoking, and he's trying to eat better. He's got long hair. These are all not the important parts of the show. The important parts
He
are.
did not look healthy last time, but he looked really healthy. I felt good. I think he's in a good place.
Yeah, I think so. And he announced a lot of stuff. He talked about Lone Survivor, his survival horror game that he announced was a hit in his mind. I was happy to hear. The changes that are being made to it, coming to the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita. New control scheme, so it plays a little bit more conventionally. He didn't get into exact detail because he didn't want to reveal it yet, but it sounded like it'll play more like a conventional action game you might play on a console. New graphics. He's going back in to try to redo a lot of stuff to make it look more like he wanted to in the first place. He revealed that he really needed to get that game out just so he could feed his daughter food because they didn't have any money. But now that he's in a little bit more of a comfortable place financially, he's spending more time on those things. And like the dude that he is not putting all this exclusive stuff just on the consoles. He's going to make sure it comes to PC eventually as well, which is great. I'm so happy to hear that from him. And we also heard a lot about his new game, which is called New Game Plus, which has really got it's filled with potential.
I'm excited for that.
I should send you a build. You probably don't have one, do you?
No.
All right, I'll send it to you. It's a 4-player. It's local co-op, but also local competitive. Gives you a feel of an old bare bones Dungeons and Dragons game, except melded with PS1 and NES level technology, mixed with just weird Dark Souls Monster Hunter feeling. Really, a lot of interesting little design decisions. Not afraid to kill you. You will die right away, but not feel bad about it because you start with all the weapons you had, and it's
a
not
game
hard to
that
get
really
back.
feels like you need other people to
Yeah.
play it effectively.
I played it single player for a while and I enjoyed it, but then multiplayer, all the dynamics really just kind of spew out. It's good. So yeah, Jasper Byrne, you can hear about all of that and just get to know an interesting dude on Sup Holmes. That's on iTunes right now and also on Dtoid TV on YouTube. Also, the rerun post should be up or will be up any second now on Destructoid.com. This Sunday we have Rami and JW from Vlambeer. They're going to be talking about ridiculous fishing, and last time they were on the show, they were working hard on that. And as some people may know, ridiculous fishing is the follow-up to Radical Fishing, which is a game that was ripped off, and another company made a lot more money than they did with the exact same design. And instead of trying to fight them, really, they just came out with an even better version of the game, and it went crazy. People bought it and loved it, and Elijah Wood got addicted to it. So we'll talk to them about that. That was fun for them. And they've got a new game out called Luftrausers, or it's coming out soon on PC, PS3, and Vita. So we'll be talking about Sony and how they're doing and how they seem to be roping in all these indie developers to make exclusives for them. And they might reveal a whole new game. They've said they might. So that'll be fun. So that's this Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sup Holmes live stream talk show with video game developers on Twitch TV. Please watch it. That's me. That's what I did.
Oh. What have I done? I have not one but two Jimquisitions out this week. One is called Guns Blazing, which addresses some of what we talked about on Podtoid last... Well, in fact, I take some of the things I said verbatim last week about the Dark Souls Namco Bandai PR rubbish, and I did a video on that. It was probably the angriest video I've done in a good long while. It's worth watching. Also, I did a bonus Jimquisition this week. This is all on escapistmagazine.com. This one was called Xbox One out of 10. And it was my assessment of Microsoft's thing that it did this week with the Xbox One, and that's well worth checking out. As always on The Escapist, I also have Jim and Yahtzee's Rhyme Down Spectacular that Yahtzee and I do. We did our little poems. He did one fittingly about Mario, and I did one about Sonic, and we didn't even collude, so that works well. And also this week's movie Defense Force, which, if you may have guessed already, is about Street Fighter the movie. Over on Destructoid, of course, I have a review up for Metro Last Light. It's a good little game. Got a review up for Resident Evil Revelations. It's a good little game. And not a lot. I'm working on some things. I've got a review coming soon. Hopefully I'll get it done for tomorrow, for Call of Juarez Gunslinger, which I highly recommend. I can't believe Techland was involved. Looks beautiful, well polished, short, but it's $15. And honestly, after Call of Juarez the Cartel, I was expecting pure dog shit. But it's a great shooter, funny, tight shooting action, nice art style, clearly inspired by both Bastion and Borderlands, but it uses its inspiration very well. Gunslinger, very worth checking out.
I think that shows you can't be sure when you see a developer is working on something. You don't know how much money they had. They don't know who quit or who joined the studio since. You never know. That's good to hear.
Definitely. And what are ye up to, Conrad?
Over on Destructoid, we have a new office chat, of course, again, talking about the Xbox One. Jim's on there, so it's really a lot of the same stuff we talked about in the first hour of the program, but less funny, and better cut. Then we have, I got a video from the Xbox reveal. It exposes the secret aim of EA Sports' new Ignite engine. It's just a quick little 30-second joke up on Destructoid right now. And what else? Oh, the Couch Campaign. We're in the midst of doing Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, the console version that's like Baldur's Gate, except Fallout. It kinda, in name, maybe a little bit. Pretty awful game. We've been playing that, having a lot of fun with it, and we're going to take a break from that today and put up Sunset Riders. We played Sunset Riders. It was very fun. So, look at that. And, the question this past week was posted, but I don't honestly remember what it was.
That was the Let's Plays one, right?
Oh, that's right, the Let's Plays, and whether publishers should be trying to profit from user-created videos. Really interesting discussion in the comments on that one, actually. So it's go watch it. I think we're all of a mind that it's probably not the best marketing decision, but what can you do? And I think that's pretty much it.
Well, I think we're done here, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you as always for spending a stupid amount of time with us, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.